Hi, my name's Nicola. I work in group fitness and aerobics here at Club La Santa. Please join along with me for a Fitball session. We'll need a Fitball and a mat. You can have bare feet, socks or shoes. Okay, so bring your feet either hip width or just outside hip width for more stability. We're sitting in the very center of the ball. The knees should be at 90 degrees. Hands can be on the thighs or just down by the side. Then feet flat into the floor and just take a little bounce on the top of your ball. Every time you bounce down, try to feel the glutes squeeze and the core brace. Shoulders are relaxed. Take a few more bounces just to see how that feels. Perfect. Now just stop on the top of your ball. Roll your shoulders back, pulling up towards the ears, pushing back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Take this a few times and then roll the shoulders forwards. We're still sitting nice and tall on the ball with the core braced and the feet flat on the floor. Just relax the arms to the side, look to the right and to the left. A few more head isolations. And then you're going to look up and down, up and down, all the time, holding your balance. The ball stays still on the floor, no rolling back or forwards. Then finally for the head, we tip side to side. Shoulders and hips stay square. And again, feet nice and firm into the ground. Then stop here. We're now going to take our hands onto our hips, push to the right, push to the left, and then keep pushing. Remember, if you've got your feet wider, you're going to have a bit more stability and control over the movement of the ball. Then find the center point, push your hips forward and back. So the ball does a little roll to the front and to the back. Now bring your hips back to the center, roll around to the right in a big circle. You can do this at your own pace. The main focus is on the control through the movement. So choose a speed that you can control. Then find your way back to the center and circle to the left. So you feel that pelvis tuck under the front, push out to both sides, and then tuck back when you push back, and then stop. So now we're going to take the feet from hip width, slightly wider, hands just behind you on the ball to make sure it doesn't roll away. We're going to tap out from side to side, extending one leg and pushing off the ball. The hands stay back, or if you want to, we can add a rotation to this. We reach over to the right and the left. Reach across, twist through the torso, squeeze through your sides, and look to your hand. 2 more, and then reach over the top into side bend. Now press a little harder down in the center onto the ball, squeezing the glutes each time you take your seat. 1 more, and hold. Bring your feet in, take a few more bounces to reset. Let's try to balance on the ball with one leg. Hands can be on the ball, on your knees, or out to the sides. You're going to lift the right leg up and hold the balance. If you feel yourself shifting off center, try and bring the hips back into the center of the ball. Press down through the supporting foot, or use the arms to help your balance. Now drop the foot, reset, left foot lifts. Again, you can hold onto the ball and have your hands on your knees. maybe on your hips, or reach out. Take a few more seconds, finding your balance. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then release. So we can try both feet at the same time. You're going to try to lift your heels into the front of the ball and then take your arms out to the side. So your arms are there to help catch you if you fall. Try to minimize the movements on the top of the ball. And then bring your feet down. Take a few bounces. And we're going to move to standing. So now we're going to stand up with our ball. Come to your feet and hold on to the ball. You're going to reach the ball out in front of you, arms straight, press the hands into the ball. Then turn to the right 90 degrees, twisting through the waist, twisting through the spine, looking straight into your ball. Head turning with the shoulders, look to the left. And again to the right, press into the ball to engage the insides of the arms. And then bring the ball over the head. We can do the same thing with a side bend. Reaching over to the right, straight arms, press into the ball, lift up. Over to the left, deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Making a C shape through your spine, we're lengthening that top side and contracting into the bottom side. Try and keep your top shoulder above your bottom shoulder, so the chest stays pointing forwards. Then one more to the left. And then we can just release the ball down to the floor. Hands on the ball to stop it rolling away. Feet just outside hip width, or you can take them wider if you want to work the outside of the glutes. We're going to come down into a squat, press the hips back and down, push the weight into the heels. Now we can bring the ball into this by reaching down. As you stand, raise the ball above your head. Down and up. If you want a slightly easier option, just raise the ball directly out in front of you. But even more in this exercise, we're going to keep the arms above the head as you squat. Try to push the hips back and down the height of your knees. Shoulders relaxed, arms straight, press into the ball. One more, and then release the ball. So we're going to do another rotation, starting with the ball overhead. We bend to the right and roll around through the center. Come back up. Bend to the left, roll through the middle, and then come back up. One more each way. And last one. Good. And then just bring your ball down. Now we're going to come down to the floor. So feet in front of you, hip width or slightly wider for more stability. We're going to walk ourselves forward onto the front of our ball with our bum. Then we're going to start with the hands on the thighs, tuck the pelvis under and roll back. Then deep breath in, brace the core and lift. And again. This is your seated roll down. The further down you take it, the harder you're going to work your core. For more intensity, bring the hands across the chest as you roll down and up. Or for even more, the fingertips to the temples as you roll down and up. We'll take a few more slow ones. This is your full range. One more. Now we're going to take it slightly faster, dropping to the bottom and coming halfway up for the bottom range of the roll down. Crunching at the bottom, bracing the lower abs You've got your fingertips on your temples, just a light touch there. Elbows out wide, try to relax the shoulders. Same thing if you've got your arms crossed, and if your hands are forward, just a light touch on the thighs. And then release. Bring yourself back, take a moment's pause. We're going to bring ourselves back forward, but this time you're going to work with the triceps. So bring yourself into the front of your ball. Take your hands back and your fingers are pointing forwards on the ball. Push your elbows back and lean back into the ball with a straight back. Lift up. And again, push the elbows back, squeeze into the backs of the arms and lift yourself up. Once more like this. If you want to, you can bring yourself a little further forward so your hips are off the ball, and then drop down in front of the ball as you go into your tricep press up. Dropping down, inhale, lift up, exhale, down and up. One more, keeping the elbows back. And then bring yourself back onto your ball and take a seat. So from seated, we're now going to bring ourselves down facing the mat. Start on your knees, pressing your hips into the ball. You're going to lean forwards, extend the legs and reach the hands to the ground. Then start to walk yourselves forward so your feet release. You're on a straight line from the feet through the hips to the shoulders. Eyes down between the hands in the center, hands a little wider than your shoulders. For level 1, we keep the ball under the hips. If you want to take it further, you can bring the ball under the thighs or even further to the calves. Then we hold the plank. You can do that for 10 seconds, 20 seconds and build it up. And then release back. Drop the hips on the heels, reach the ball forwards, press the shoulders down towards the mat for a child's pose stretch to release. Then bring yourself up and we can go again, and we're going to add a press up at the end of the plank. So ball into the front of the hips, roll forwards. This time we'll take it a little further onto the thighs, the calves. Going to take it further onto the calves. Then we tip on top of the ball, bend the elbows out and slightly back, forehead towards the floor. And then push and lift. And again, down and up. If you're on your thighs, on your hips, it's exactly the same principle. Let the legs release up as the head comes down. Then you can hold the plank again, or just bring yourself back onto your knees, reach the ball forwards and relax the chest down towards the ground. From our front facing position, we can now come onto our back. Your ball is going to be down by your feet and you lie on your back with your feet on top of the ball. Then knees, ankles and hips in line, arms down by your sides. Hips up, push down for heels, pressure through your shoulders and lift to a bridge. The higher you take it, the harder you'll be working. And then lower. From here, we're going to take our legs either side of the ball and hold onto the ball with the feet. Arms come up over your head, and then we're going to pass the ball from the feet to the hand. Lift the shoulders as you reach for the ball. We can make it a little harder by adding a hover with the legs at the bottom. Lift and then hover. You can hover with the legs and with the arms. Lift and hover. And for more intensity, stretch your legs and keep them straight as you pass the ball. Try to squeeze into the side with the insides of your feet or the palms of your hands as you switch. One more. And then release. You can bring your calves on top of the ball. Take your arms out wide. You're going to take a little stretch here by dropping the knees over to one side and then look away from your knees towards your backhand. Then, when you're ready, bring the knees through the center. Roll to the other side and look away from your knees. Reaching the arms along the floor, looking to your front hand. And then bring the legs back into the center. Now to come up, we're just going to take our feet off the ball, reach your hands forward and roll up. So now we're going to bring ourselves back to our feet for a little stretched cool down. You can tuck one leg under, press one hand to the floor, one hand to the ball, bring yourself onto your feet. Just bring the ball between your legs to stop it from rolling away. Reach your arms up. As you exhale, bring your right arm over, reaching to the side. Middle finger down the outside edge of the leg. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, left side bend. And then come back up. We take the arms wide, open the chest, lift the chin. Then bring the hands together, push forward, chin to your chest, roll your shoulders forward. And release. Little stretch for the legs. Stand to the right side of your ball, grab hold of your ankle, knees together, push the hips forward. Then we release the right leg into hamstring stretch. Tip from the hips with a straight back and lift your front toe. We then press the front heel, front foot flat to the floor, bring the ball in, right arm across and look over your right shoulder. Then repeat for the left side, starting with your quad stretch. Little squeeze in the glutes to push the hips forward, increases the stretch. And then release the leg. Hand on hip, tip forward, back leg bent, front leg straight. Flatten the front foot, extend the back leg, tuck the ball in, bring the left arm across, support under or above the elbow joints, and look to the side. And then release.
Did you enjoy this video and want to see more from Club La Santa? Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media.